Now, Team USA kicks off on Tuesday against Australia. They are the favorites, along with Germany. We'll see what happens. Cristian Benavides, NBC News, Vancouver.
It's called FIFA fever, and it has taken an entire country by storm, a nation where hopes are high. 7 minutes. According to the Washington Post, that's how long immigration lawyers across the nation have to decide the future of an undocumented immigrant.
Take a look at this. These chemicals, that's all that gray stuff right there, what actually caused and began the fire. Now here is where it actually started. That wall, it went right through there, caused a huge blaze, and now the cleanup process has begun. Daniel, Rebeca, como se pueden imaginar, estamos hablando acerca de una escena sumamente activa. De hecho, decenas de oficiales acaban de llegar a la escena. Lo que te puedo decir es que todo esto inició a eso de las 3:30 de la tarde.
Just the other day, a group of 250 people crossed right through here. Their boats down by the river. Their next step was crossing up through here, and this is where we actually see some of the life jackets. This is one of the Little Mermaid signs that it's a young child.
The head of the EPA met behind closed doors with local leaders about the toxic wastewater laced with heavy metals that they themselves accidentally spilled across the Animas River.
A lot of the yellowish sludge from the spill has already dissolved into the Animas River, but there are still spots just like this in certain corners of this river where we can still see some of the yellow water. Sin duda hay una variedad para todos. Bueno, a todos nos agradan las rebajas, especialmente las del Viernes Negro, pero hay que estar pendientes porque muchas veces estas ofertas no son lo que parecen. A esta hora te puedo decir que son más de 150 al frente del consulado mexicano, pero tal como te digo, hemos estado aquí a lo largo de todo el día.
Like we mentioned, there are more than 3 million Salvadorian citizens living outside of El Salvador, but only between 250,000 to 500,000 of them have an identification card, which is a requirement to vote. We've got breaking news coming into our studio just now. About a dozen protesters were arrested just a few minutes ago in downtown Orlando, where they were holding a rally for a clear, defined path to citizenship. Here's some video from earlier. You can see more than 100 protesters taking part in the march. President Obama is calling for an immigration plan to be approved before the start of 2014. Nos encontramos en la propiedad de una de estas viviendas que quedó totalmente destrozada. Estamos hablando acerca de pérdidas totales para muchas de estas personas. El jardín fue establecido en 1920 y son más de 50 diferentes tipos de flores que se pueden encontrar aquí, además de una que otra pareja de enamorados. Now, it's important to highlight that Ecuador is the underdog in this game, and they have a tough road ahead of them. It's a tragic case. 2 Florida children are dead, allegedly at the hands of their own father. Police say he killed both kids over the weekend as a bitter breakup with his wife unfolded. We are talking about thousands of people who have literally shut down the streets of Vancouver. The White House really needs more Hispanics to sign up by the upcoming deadline in order to offset the cost for Americans who are older and presumably need more care. It's a short amount of time, but it's a reality. A recent Washington Post article follows an immigration lawyer in Virginia and sheds a light on the difficulties of dealing with such a political issue. It puts a human face on those facing deportation. 40% compared to 21% at a national level. It's very troubling. No answer from DHS. Like I said, only that they would respond to the governor on their own. Lo más popular en Squamish es subir a lo más alto de la montaña hasta este puente colgante. Eso sí, si no le teme a las alturas.
And FIFA fever is taking over in Canada, where the Women's World Cup is happening right now. NBC's Cristian Benavides has a recap of the very first day.
The World Cup has officially kicked off in Canada with 2 heated battles, and Canadians hoping they can come out on top.
It's called FIFA fever, and it has taken an entire country by storm, a nation where hopes are high.
I hope they win it. That's a fan in me talking, so yeah, I hope they win it.
In today's opening match, Canada against China, local fans were on the edge of their seats. Canada took home the win after a last-minute penalty, with 2 more games left in the group stage.
I think they're going to do awesome. They're ready, they're confident. Now it's just time to go out and play, give it your best.
Older generations of soccer players hope the fact that the tournament is in Canada will inspire a future generation.
It's incredible. I think the women's games finally arrived on the world stage.
A tournament that for so many means more than winning.
Well, it's going to be tough. I know I've watched them play live, and they're good. I hope they don't lose, but we'll still have fun. We'll still have fun.
But of course, it would be nice.
So I hope my Canada wins and the flag of our country stays high.
Now, Team USA kicks off on Tuesday against Australia. They are the favorites, along with Germany. We'll see what happens. Cristian Benavides, NBC News, Vancouver.
How did he get that assignment?
I know, that's what I just said. I go, they sent him. Why didn't we send someone? I would have went.
I know, it looked like a lot of fun there.
Our team coverage on this national issue continues tonight with Telemundo's Cristian Benavides. He spent the day in a small border town near Texas where signs of children seeking refuge can be found everywhere.
It's a town with only 300 people, where hundreds of undocumented immigrants cross every day. It's called Granjeno, 10 minutes from Mexico and about 20 minutes from McAllen, Texas. Locals in the area tell us that every day they encounter them, scared to help them because of the law, but forced to look at the human side of immigration. This resident tells us she leaves the hose out for them so they can drink some fresh water. A lot of them are mothers with their young children. Sometimes just the minors are seen wandering on the sidewalks by themselves, a sign of the desperation. Just the other day, a group of 250 people crossed right through here, their boats down by the river. Their next step was crossing up through here, and this is where we actually see some of the life jackets. This is one of the Little Mermaid signs that it's a young accompanied children that are crossing through here. And even more incredible, something that we also found is little boy's pants, probably about 5, 6 years old, and a bow for a little girl to tie her hair. It's here where Border Patrol tells us they are overwhelmed.
We've been getting overrun. We're getting overrun by unaccompanied children. We're getting overrun by family units, usually a mother and a couple of kids.
Their facilities completely full and with no solution in sight. That's why many are being shipped out, given 15 days before their first court date. Most of them won't show up. In Granjeno, Texas, Cristian Benavides, 12 News.